Starting once again. I have started the recording. Mic is unmuted and sharing is starting once again. And we were going through the topic data loss prevention, how the Microsoft makes sure that sensitive data should not be lost, should not be gone to the people who we don't want to share. And for that, we go to our Microsoft Compliance 365 Center. It is here, Microsoft 365 Compliance Center, Admin Center, and in that one, especially data loss prevention. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs, overview tab, policies. We create policies to prevent data loss. I have created some policies already, and one we have created right now. Before that, I created policies that was checking the credit card numbers and Australian financial data, Australian tax file numbers. For that, I have created 2 documents that system has already recognized that they contain sensitive information. If we see here, we can see it. I'm just refreshing it once again. These 2 documents system has not yet checked. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And when I created the policy, this was checked before. Then the first one was not checked. I mean, it's not marked as sensitive information. Then after some time, this one was marked sensitive information. And I have shown you once again, we can check a little bit more also. See, like, for example, I go to this document and this red triangle shows contains sensitive information. Some commands may not be available. And what is that? This is the name of the document. See details. We can click on see details also. It will show that. See here. This item contains sensitive information. All recipients must be authorized to receive this content and authorize Australian tax file number. This is the sensitive information that is inside the document. And this number is also a special number. It's not a real number, but it can be a Australian tax file number. System checks it carefully. If we just write a random number, it will not be marked as sensitive. But this number I got from Microsoft site, and over there it was told that special number, the numbers has to be a checksum. The system checks it first of all, that if it can be a valid Australian tax file number, then system marks it. And yes, it is marked as a sensitive information number. We can click on more details also. When we click on more detail, system shows that you edited this file 3 hours before. We renamed it. Yes, it shows here. And created file 3 hours before. Type is docx. Modified this one. Path is this one here. Okay, so this is the document. And I will show you the policy also, due to which policy it is marking it as a sensitive document. I'm just refreshing to see if the other 2 are also, other one should be marked, not the other one. Policies, I will show you policies. This policy is due to which that document is sorry, not this one. Yes, about Australian data is this one. And about the Canadian financial data is this one. If we click on the policy, we can edit it also, and we can see what is the information in this one, on these things, and on this one. Australian financial data. The rules are there. because this was a default template, and default means a template already created by Microsoft. And this is in test stage. System is testing it and showing us the results. We can submit or cancel also because we have not changed anything on this one. This rule we created recently at 7:42 p.m. We created this rule. This is also in the test stage. And we can also click on this one, and when we add it, then we can set it out into real life. Here we can select the test it or turn it on right away. We can, let's say this time we turn it on right away. Next, submit, and this rule will be in effect. Sorry, meanwhile I'm just eating a little bit. Okay, the policy is updated. We click on done, and we go back to our site, and we see that it's updated. No, still not, but soon it will come. This was the number. Okay, so we see which picture we need for our next picture number 7. We have created already 6 pictures. So 7th picture is to show the system is detecting sensitive information. To show that, we will just take the picture of this page, and when we go to our document library, we can click here, see this item contains sensitive information, and we can see the details also that shows here. The sensitive information is here, that should not be shared, and I will take the picture of this page to show that our system is detecting sensitive information. See, when I took picture last time, this document was not marked as sensitive information, but now this is also marked having a sensitive information. Now I'll show you the picture as another example. That is here. Picture number 7, system is detecting sensitive information. I just take a minute break. If you have any questions, you can write in the text window, chat window, or you can say it in the microphone. And meanwhile, I'll take few spoons of my food and few sips of my tea. Okay, we start the next topic. Next, the system also has a function that we can extend our policies to extend with auto labeling. Let me click on that and I'll show you. Auto labeling and data loss prevention, they can work together also. So when we go to our data loss prevention page and we go to overview, here we can see that system will find which policies are ready to extend with auto labeling. No activity tracker. This is another thing. Yeah. We need the labels also, but let's see how we can get started. Which policy we want to attach with the auto labeling system. Okay, let's say Australian finance data loss prevention policy number 2. Okay, yeah, this one. Default Office 365 data loss prevention policy also can be extended with auto labeling, but let's go with this one first. When we want to create the policy, we need to create a sensitivity label. There are already some labels. We just select on personal because this information is Australian tax file number. So we consider it as a personal information. So we can add a sensitivity label, personal. Policy mode, run policy in simulation mode. We gather the information or turn it on right away or leave the policy turned off. Let's try first in run policy in simulation mode. Create auto labeling policy. Let's see what happens. Auto labeling policy was created successfully. Nice. Last time it was not created because my auditing was not on. I have just got the new subscription, so auditing was not on, but now the auditing is on, so now the policies can work. So you can take the picture of this one also. And here, we started from here, we reached here, but I tried because I was not able to complete the process. So now I am able to complete the process. So we can take this picture, save it here, and we can change the title of the picture a little bit. An auto labeling policy for data loss prevention is created. So this is the topic especially for this picture because it's showing that auto labeling policy was created successfully, and this picture is showing that we tried but we were not able to create it. So both pictures will be accepted. If you guys started but were not able to complete it, you can show a picture similar to like this one. If you started and was able to complete it, you can show a picture similar to this one. So this will be our picture number 8. An auto labeling policy for DLP is created. And now we go to the next topic. I just take less than a minute break to see if there are any questions. Sharing is working, mic is working, recording is working, and everything looks fine. So data loss prevention, we are studying the topic, and we will have a little bit more study of this one. Now, do we want to extend this one also? Not yet, not right now. I just close this window, and one policy we have enabled auto labeling, and policy was still in the test mode. Let me just edit the policy and put it into the on mode. Just everything is the same, but turn it on right away. I click it into the on mode and then we submit. And I believe the system will quickly update the policy. Yes, it's updated. And then we can see that endpoint DLP settings. We can see the alerts also. First, we have to create the alerts also. No alerts to show. You will have to turn on the alerts on your DLP policies to view alerts here. And how we can do that? On the policies. No. Okay. Endpoint settings. We can test also. Some endpoint settings are nice things. We can, in real life, we can use those. And advanced classification, scanning, and protection. I have clicked it, set it on. But it also needs bandwidth. So if we want to limit, we can limit the bandwidth also. And this is just one setting. Turn it on, turn it off. Advanced classification, scanning. And file path exclusions. We can exclude some file paths on the devices, that if we want to exclude those files from scanning for the data loss prevention policy, that maybe those are private files, means their own files, the individual files related with that person. So we don't need to test that. We only want to test the files those are on our, for example, company has given smartphones to the managers. So only the files those are related with the company, you want to test those, that if those are not shared and those should not contain the sensitive information. So let's see which pictures next we are creating. This is one picture that we have created already, picture number 8. And now the next topic is about some settings. This we have checked already. The second one we will check also, that file path exclusion. The next one is restricted apps and groups, that if we want to restrict some. And next one is unallowed Bluetooth apps. If people want to, nowadays Bluetooth also is used to share the files. If we want to unallow some apps that use Bluetooth, we can set that here. And browser and domain restriction centers, that is interesting, but needs to use the Edge. Edge has this specific functionality the other browser does not have. So what we can do, if we like to, we can restrict the use of other browsers. How we do that? We can, sorry, not here, we were, yeah. Restricted apps. We can add the app names here, and unallowed Bluetooth apps. We can also add some apps here if we like to, and browser and domain restrictions. Unallowed browsers, add or added unallowed browsers. What happens that unallowed browsers will be blocked from accessing files protected by your policies, and when blocked, user will be prompted to access the files using Microsoft Edge, where they will be able to interact with the content but be prevented from uploading to unallowed service domains. If we want to add some, we can add it. Which one we don't want to allow for the devices, like for example Firefox, for example MX5, CMonkey, Avast Secure, Event Browser. I'm just clicking that I don't have. Torch, UC Browser, Brave I'm not clicking, Vivaldi I'm not clicking, in Opera no, and Google Chrome no. Then I can click on save. I can copy this picture also, that we have been updating this list, unallowed browsers list. This is the next one actually. Okay, so the next picture is showing an other setting, customizing the business justification dropdown. What is that? That what happens? We have not selected that option, but in the options, when we create the policies, there is an option that if the user is asked that, oh, this is a sensitive information, you cannot share it, then still system gives a chance that we can create some rules for the justification that, oh no, this document I want to share. Why? Because there may be some rules behind that. So actually we are creating those rules with this sequence, with this function. This one I will, this is just the picture, this is save. Now if we go to the additional settings, then we can see. And here also we can restrict the which service domains our files are not be able to share. We can click here. Like for example, which cloud service? Amazon. Or whichever we like to. Okay, in additional settings, we will see show default options and custom text box, and customize the options in the drop down menu. When we click here, I have just selected two. Option one, this is the part of an established business workflow. If we want to give this reason, or the other next reason is my manager has approved this action, but we have not selected this option in the beginning. Otherwise, user will have the options to select any one of those, and then the file will be okay to share because those are sensitive informations. And this one, always audit file activity for device. Yes, we want to keep it always on. Always audit the file activity. So we have completed all the settings. This is itself including some settings. We will take it like as a picture that we have completed this lab. This one we have completed, and I can take the picture, the similar picture essentially, customize the drop down. Maybe I can click another one also, and then we can take the picture to show that we are customizing the business justification drop down. This was our picture number 9, and I'm trying to complete all 10 pictures in this hour because we have to complete our project 4 tasks also, and have to review about our final exam also, because next class we will have a final exam. So the picture number 9 completes here, and 10 quickly also, just to show that we have picture 10, all endpoint DLP settings are checked. So we will just show this picture, and we save this one. Sorry, this is the picture. We save this one, and we have gone through all the settings. So this is our all settings, and we have gone through all of these. So we just take a picture, this picture is not really showing that we have gone through all the settings, but anyway, okay, so these were all 10 pictures, and now we go to our project. 4 tasks for today. This was first day and second day, project week, second project week, third project week, and fourth project week, fifth project week, and this one is the last one, 6th project week. We have tasks 21, 22, 23, 24, easy and simple tasks. We have completed them right now in today's class, and just linked with little bit the previous session also, previous class also. What we want to do in the first task, first task for today, 21 number task. MS Teams desktop app was installed in the last class, and please start and log in into it. And default team is created by the system, and use that one or create a team, and in the general channel that is created by the system for the team, create a connector, and in the connector create and configure a RSS feed from George Brown College website. So this thing we want to do. Actually, we want to do RSS feed configuration. For that, I have just written these things that we need actually, but we have done already that before. But if some student has not done that, please do it right now. And how we do that, we have to install and log in into our Microsoft Teams, this that we have already. And then we just reach up to the any channel, and we click on the connectors, and then we will select the RSS feed. First it will show like this, then we add it, then it comes here in the configuration. I mean, then next time we have to reach here, and then we can click on the RSS feed configuration. When we click on RSS feed configuration, it reaches up to here. Sorry, it reaches up to here for adding actually. When we add it, then it goes to the configuration. Then we have to select once again the connector, and then it will reach into the configuration. And then we have to select our first of our website that from where we want to get RSS feed. So we want to get RSS feed this time from George Brown College. So we see that from George Brown College how we can get an RSS feed. Which type of RSS feeds George Brown College has. We can go to George Brown College. georgebrown.ca, and here in the search we will write RSS, and system will show us which RSS feeds are possible, and just we want to try it, not necessarily required that it's the latest one. This one has RSS feed, so we click on first result. Somewhere on this page should be an RSS feed. You see it's here. We right click and we copy its link address. Okay, and then we go back to our Teams. This one I will click on the Teams. I will click on my channel, and I will click on the new tab, or probably better a new connector. We click on any tab or just the posts. It will come in the posts, and then I click on the new connector, and in the connector we see the RSS feed. We configure it. This time we have copied the URL that is from the George Brown College, and here also, but I will modify it a little bit actually. Up to here is good, and just the main page is also good, so we just remove this one and we leave it athletics georgebrown.ca composite print is equal to RSS, and here we can write athletics at George Brown College, and how often we want to update it. Let's say 15 minutes, and we click on save. So now the 6 RSS feeds are configured, and here we see that George Brown College is already here. No, this is, if we see on the website, this is not very formatted. If we click on any one of those, oh, this was the post actually. So where should be the RSS feed? Not this one. It comes in the RSS feed. This is the previous one. Oh, 849. So this is actually, so we can click on this one and see if we take us to the news. See this page, 2022 George Brown men's indoor soccer schedule, and here we can see all the information. So this was created into our site, and this will be our first picture for today's project. That will be showing, I have shown you the steps that how we created that. This address is also okay, but that I have given, that was also okay. I have tested it before. We can also, this is the example for York University. And the actual picture will come here, that will show that RSS feed from George Brown College is created. I will like to delete the York University information because that we have used in the assignment. Here we will use George Brown. This I will just delete. This page and this page. This page is okay. And now we take the picture of the RSS feeds that we have created right now. See, it's here, and here is your username, and here the George Brown College. Control C, and I copy it here. Control V. Students, I will like to mention once again that assignment for today is optional, but project for today is not optional. Project is mandatory. All the students have to complete this one if they want to get all 24 marks. They have to present 24 tasks in distributed in 6 weeks. Each week should have 4 tasks because only 40 marks are assigned for each assignment. If you guys just add everything in one file or in any number of files, you add all the steps in one file, I'm not able to give you the marks for all. You will only get the marks for 4 in one file. Sorry, because we were distributing the tasks in each week, because last time some students said that it's difficult to complete the complete whole project in 1 week. And of course, the week is just before the exam. So we have to prepare for the exam. So I have distributed the project in all the 6 weeks. So now each week has 4 tasks, 40 marks, and you get the percentage. And then in the final marks, you have all 24 marks for the complete project in our whole complete course. We have 24 marks that will be distributed according to your achievements. Okay, so these were the first 2 pictures for today. First 1 picture, sorry. 2 pictures for example, actually. Just the 1 picture, picture number 21. Then the next picture is easy. We have created already a YouTube tab for our Microsoft Teams. I will go through once again with you what we have done before today also, right? Today. Okay, so now is 8:54. I would like to complete the session for recording and take a short break and then come back in 5 minutes, and then we will complete the rest of the topics and also the revision of our final exam. Just stopping it.